Hi everyone, this is Maggie, and my channel is Journaling with Maggie. Thank you for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. Today I hope to finish up these few pieces of ephemera for the library journal that I'm going to start later this week, and hopefully I can get them done. I would like to get them decorated, but if I can't, then I can't. I'll just have to do it off camera. But these are the pieces that we made the other day, just an envelope that I made from some of the paper from the from Michael's, that book club paper. And it's just this blue, it has writing on it. Just one more chapter. Oh, that's what it says, just one more chapter, over and over and over again. So usually what I do with these is I put little pieces of either stickers or fussy cuts in here. But because there really aren't too many for this journal, for these kits, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may try to hunt for some more. I did do a hunt, but really the only thing I came up with that tied into the journal was these pictures of books piled different ways. And I mean, I like them. I think they're cute, but this is really all that there is. And then the only other thing that came with the journal was a few pockets and a few journal cards. So I probably will need to make some journaling cards and definitely some tags. And I'm not sure what else. I hope I can find some fussy cuts. But at any rate, we'll find a good use for it. It's nice and sturdy. The other thing I made that still needs to be decorated and needs an eyelet put on it. And actually I could probably do that right now. But this is a large tag that will go in a pocket. It has a spot here to put some paper for journaling, kind of a hidden journaling spot, and then a journaling card. So let me go ahead and put the eyelet on here. Yeah, I say that like I just have everything at my fingertips. And I do, in a manner of speaking, but I still have not labeled the drawers on this cart, which is really sad because, here we go. Oh my goodness, here we go, I'm sorry. Which is sad because it would make my life so much easier. So anyway, I think I'm just going to put a gold one on here. Now when I first got this or added it to my tools, I had not a clue how to use it. Not a clue. The only thing I really could figure out at first was the hole punch, you know. But once I figured it out, and I watched somebody's video, I don't know if it was Joey Card Makers or what, but it was just a very quick and simple video, and I thought, oh, well, that's not that difficult. So when I first got it and started using it, then I was putting eyelets on absolutely everything, every single tag that I made. It didn't matter. It got an eyelet. So I am going to measure this. I'm not at my, I'm sorry, I want to apologize. I'm not at my best today. I think I have like a little summer cold. It doesn't seem to be too bad, but I am a little sluggish, so please forgive me. So I have 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. So I can't even think. So let's just see here. Sometimes when I can't think, it's easier to do it in centimeters. So 4.5, right about here. So I hope everybody's doing well and had a lovely weekend. We took, my daughter and I took my granddaughter to the to church yesterday for the first time. Oh my gosh, she was so cute, and she was the best baby. My daughter never had to leave the sanctuary or take her to the nursery or anything. She just spent most of the service just wanting to sit up on her mother's lap. She can't sit by herself yet, but I don't think it'll be too long until she can. And she wanted to look at everything, the music, the people. It was absolutely amazing. And then well into the service, she finally fell asleep in her mother's arms and took a cat nap. And when she woke up, she wanted to be set back so she could see everything. And she saw another little baby, probably 2 or 3, probably at least 3 months older than her, across the aisle, and they spotted each other, and she kept trying to lean forward and turn so she could see her. It was so cute. And then she got a little fussy, and my daughter gave her a bottle and she was happy again. But I was just so amazed. She wasn't scared by anything. She was just wanting to take it all in, and she has big eyes. I mean, really big eyes, and she can get really googly-eyed when she's fascinated and looking at something new. So it was the cutest thing, and she was such a good baby. Both my daughter and I were very pleasantly surprised. So that was really nice. I want to make sure I do this on the right side because I want my opening to my right. And I am going to try to put a backing on this. I never did this in the beginning, and matter of fact, I threw them away because I had watched a lot of people that didn't didn't put the backings on, so I thought that's the way we were supposed to do it. But then I watched a video by Kathy from Kathy's Garden, and she said it's really necessary, or a very good idea anyway, to put the backings on these, because then it gives the eyelets something to kind of hang on to. So I've been trying to do that. I'm not always successful at it, but she says because the eyelet will definitely work its way out of there if there's nothing for it to hold on to. So I'm trying to do the right thing by my eyelets and do that. I'm going to do this afterwards. Alright, so here in Houston we did not get that big shower or thunderstorm that we were supposed to get yesterday, which was nice. And the rest of this week is just supposed to kind of rain off and on, is what I'm getting from the weather report. Okay, so this is the other piece I made the other day. It's kind of a trifold, and this will go into a pocket, and you just open it up and you have this lovely old vintage library scene. These old lamps and furnishings, and just amazing. And then on the other side, I am going to put a writing pad. And I'm trying to decide the best way to do it, because I really don't want those paper clips showing through there. I can't remember on the other one how I did it. But, okay, so let me just figure this out here. So I'm just going to cut some of this paper. I need this to be about, I think this is 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches, so maybe 3.5 inches. Let me see if I can cut these in 3.5 inch increments. So this can be opened up, and there'll be just like some extra journaling space on the back of this. And I was going to cover up the door at first, like, you know, you lift up the paper and there's this door, but I think I love this door, so I'm not going to do that. So let's see here. I need to get out my trimmer, but maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to cut these at 3.5 inches. And then what I think I'll do is I'll just staple them together and glue them in. Would be the fastest and the easiest, I think. Now I usually try to put maybe different kinds of paper in these, but I'm not going to do that today because, like I said, I'm just not at my best. I think this is 7 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 8 inches. It's 8 inches, so I want to cut this off. At about why my old noggin just is not doing right by me today. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.5. Okay, so I want to take off about 1 inch. Dope. That will go in here. I am going to staple these together. I think I'll hang on to these. I am going to staple these together and then I'll glue it down. I'll probably come back through and do some not stenciling, but some stamping on these. So let me see if I can find a scrap paper. I am accumulating scraps again. If I'm not feeling any better, I may take a day or two off and try to get my desk in order. It's really a mess. I just have things piled up all over, and I really do want to get it kind of cleaned up before I actually start on the journal, because for me personally, it's just easier for me to work if I feel like I'm a little bit more organized. I'm not, when it comes to paperwork and stuff, I'm really not a very organized person. I mean, I try to be, but I'm just not. When I was working as an RN and had a fairly good sized patient list, patient list to take care of with all the things that you have to do, I had no problem organizing my time. I was pretty good at time management. But when it comes to paperwork and stuff, I just, I'm lacking there. It's always been a downfall of mine. So I think I'm just going to glue this on there, and then we'll glue it to the inside of the little fold out. I think I want to use Fabri-Tac because I know it'll really grip it. So if you've been to my channel before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that anybody gives me. I really and truly, I'm not so much interested in amassing a huge number of subscribers, but I would like to grow. But on the other hand, I want to know that people either like or don't like my videos, and what I can do to improve them. But if you do like my video and you have been here before, then consider subscribing. Leave me a like or a dislike. Just your honest opinion is what I want. I don't want people being mean and nasty. Nobody wants that. So, okay, so we're just going to glue this right here. Oh my gosh, my nose is itchy. And I really do like putting all these little extra spots that people can have to journal or make notes on. They're fun to make, for one thing, and I enjoy making them. But I would hope they might find themselves useful. Okay, so other than a little bit of stapling, not stapling, but stamping, stapling, stamping, what's the difference? This one is done and will be put in a pocket. Okay, was these the only three? I guess so. Okay. So now the one we're going to make is, if you watch my other video, then you may know or remember that my daughter had given me this idea, but I really had to think about it because I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. And at first, I was going to try to make a little faux booklet with a spine and whatnot. But in the end, I realized that just really wasn't practical. So I decided just to keep it simple, and hopefully you'll know what I mean. This is my hinge, because it's going to go in the journal. It's going to go in the journal. Well, let me reach. I'm so sorry for reaching it. So, okay, so it's going to go in a journal. Let me find a page. This is the Childish Memories journal that I'm going to be leaving for my granddaughter. So it's going to go in the journal like this. It's going to be hinged here, and then the whole thing will fold in like this. And when you open it up, it'll open like this, and you'll see as I make it, but that's kind of how it's going to go in. It's just going to flip out, and there you go. So hopefully this will work out okay. I'm hoping it does. Let me tie this back up. But I don't know if I finished my thought, but I think I'm going to take a day or two off, maybe, just to organize and straighten up my desk. So there's that. Now this does need to be trimmed down a little because it didn't quite match up, so I think I'm going to glue it together first. And I think I'm going to put some pages in. Again, I'm not doing much about these pages, to be honest. I know it's better if you can put some other things in besides just plain paper, just for fun. Let me see what I've got here. I do have some coffee stain paper. I think it's coffee stain. I'll put some of this in. Let's see how big do I need this to be. Okay, so I need these to be about 4 inches wide. 5.5 inches long. These are not the same size as the other papers, but that's okay. It's just a scribble pad, a notepad, whatever anybody would want to use it for. So I'm just going to turn this off. Yes, my little granddaughter was the cutest little thing, and the dress that my daughter had her in was so precious. It wasn't real frilly or anything. It was, well, it was kind of frilly, but not overly done. And but white with just a pale pink print on it, and little white socks with pink flowers and pink shoes and white bow in her hair. She looks so cute, and the real light colors just look so good on her. She has very dark hair, and I mean, she is a spitting image of her father, and he has dark hair and kind of hazily green eyes, and so she was just beautiful, just beautiful. I just stare at her. I just can't help but stare at her. Okay. All right, so I think I am going to staple these in because I'm going to glue these together. And of course I'm out of staples. No, I'm not. I didn't think I was. I like this little stapler, but it can sort of be a pain in the neck. And this is not a Tim Holtz stapler. What is that called? Tiny attacher or something. This is just a small stapler that I bought on Amazon. And there are times when I wish that I would have gotten one that was able to reach farther into the page. There's just times when it would be nice to be able to do that. Okay, now I need a little something to put on here to cover that up. What you think? And of course, I've got everything buried here. Oh, maybe I'll just take this piece off of here. I saw a couple of other ideas that I want to try. Well, I showed you I made a video. When I made my video putting the Childish Memories journal together, I showed you my Franken paper. I only had made one piece of it because I was just doing it for fun, and I put it in. And I said I was going to make some more, and I am. And I went back because since I very first started making journals, and I watched somebody, I'm not sure, maybe it was Gail Agostinelli, I'm not sure, make the Franken paper. I decided, well, that I wasn't ready for that yet, so I never paid any more attention to it. So when it came to me the other day that I wanted to try it, I just did it, you know. And there's a difference between Franken paper and a collage. They're very similar, but the Franken paper, a collage is done on a hard surface, you know, so you can cut it up, a substantial background, so you can cut it up and make tags and whatnot out of it. Where the Franken paper is just, the paper is just pieces of scraps are just glued together, and they don't have a background so that you can use them as actual journal pages. So that is, I want to just kind of mass make a few because they're like master boards. They're a lot of fun to make, and they're great additions to our journals because well, for me anyway, I do struggle with coming up with interesting pages for my journal because of just the way our lifestyle is. I don't really get out and about that much. You know, there's always something going on, doctor's appointments and what have you. So I really do struggle with finding things that I like that can go into a journal to make it more interesting. So, you know, I use the digitals and some music pages, and sometimes I come up on with something else, but it is challenging for me. So the Franken paper is something that you can make with your scraps. It's very interesting to do. I mean, it looks very interesting, and they're just fun. You know, it's a very relaxing activity, and you have basically free journal pages because you're just using your scraps. So I really like that. But what I saw that somebody did different today was either sewing around the each element, sewing around it, and or putting washi tape over the seam so that the paper doesn't fall apart at some point, you know, because of either the type of glue or whatever. You know how that can go when you least expect it. So I'm going to give that a try and see how I like it. And then I'll probably do a mass make on video. Maybe on Masterboard Monday, instead of making a masterboard, we could do that. And really and truly, all you need is scraps. And I don't use a lot of washi tape. I don't have a lot of washi tape, but I don't use it either very much. I use it when I make my writing boards to just kind of go around the edges. Okay, so all that being said, this needs to be inked. Now this paper is dark, so the inking really isn't going to show up too much, but it might get rid of some of these white edges, maybe if I'm lucky. And I want to put these little, I've got these little book corners. I bought them by mistake because they're not big enough to go in any of my journals, so I thought maybe I'll try to use those on here just for the cuteness factor. I really do need to re-ink this. I've got to get the, whatever it's called. I already went through that once. I'll look online and on Amazon and see if I can get one. Then we're going to say that this is a history book, right? Alrighty, let's see if I can get this on somewhat straight. I do have these little diamonds to kind of guide me a little bit. Okay, so that's history. And then our library card and our checkout card and a little pocket. How long have we been on here? 33 minutes. I don't think I have one, like a public library stamp or anything. I don't think I have that. But that's okay. Oops. Well, there's a little library card. Alright, now let's see how this works out. I don't know that this is going to work out because there's not a lot of bulk here to really hold these on, even though they're little. But let's just try. Doesn't hurt to try, does it? Well, looks like that might want to stay on there. Maybe I should have put it in between there. I might be able to get that open and put a little piece of ribbon there like a page finder. As far as I'm concerned, and it's probably just me the way I'm doing it, but these always go on a bit crooked to me. As much as I try to straighten them out, they're always a little raised on one side or the other. Now, if this hinge or a hinge doesn't work, or it doesn't want to hold this once I get ready to put it in the book, then I may just either put it in a pocket. I'll make a pocket wide enough to put it in, or else I'll paper clip it to a page, because I do want to make some hidden paper clips. So here we go. Here's our little faux book. I am going to put a ribbon here kind of as a page marker. We have our checkout card. And I need to put a little something on here. And here's some pages just for extra writing. There we go. I hope you like that. I'll have to find something to put on there. Okay, now this last one, I already cut out, I already cut the pieces out, and this was kind of my own idea that I came up, but it was actually, I believe, inspired to me by, oh, I lost my little pen. It was inspired by Kathy from Kathy's Garden and one of her envelope projects, but I just made this from scrapbook, not scrapbook paper, but from cardstock that I printed out. One of these kits that I have here, I think I've got 2 or 3 that I'm kind of putting together, had this background paper. So I printed it, of course, an 11 by 8.5 piece of paper, and printed on both sides. And I made this, it's 6 inches tall, and it's 10 inches long. 10 inches long, and I scored it at 2 inches or 1.5 inch. I cut it down to 10 inches. I scored it at a 1.5 inch, 5.5 inch. Anyway, so it's 4, 4, and 1.5. That actually looks more like 2. It is 2. Okay, so this is the outer cover. I don't have to cover it with anything because it's double-sided. And then the inside portion of this, let me just show you the one that I made for another journal. Be a little bit quicker than trying to talk about it. Okay, so this piece, of course, is this piece. And then this piece, which is which is 6 3/4 and 6 inches tall, is this inside piece that forms a pocket back here, and then forms a pocket right here. Well, it doesn't form a pocket. It makes the front cover of this little journal. So, and then I added a belly band here, a scrap with a pocket here, and of course this will make the back pocket. Does that make any sense? I don't think I did a very good job explaining it. Okay, so there's 2 pieces. This is the outside part, This is the inside part. And then this piece, because it's all decorated and everything, it's hard to tell, but this from here to here is the outside piece. And I put a scrap on front for a pocket and a belly band. There's a little inside pocket, some scrap or journaling pages, and then a pocket in the back. So this is what, this is going to look like this or something like it when it's done. So this goes in the journal up there. I'm going to just lay it up there for now. I don't want anything to happen. All right, so, and I sewed some pages in here just like I would sew them into a journal. So first off, I'm going to round my corners. So this is my cover around these corners. And then I'm going to just glue this back piece in, which will make this back pocket. But I want to put a thumb-hole notch in it first. Somewhat in the center. I'm not going to claim that I'm going to get it in the center, but we'll do our best. Okay. All right. So this is going to be glued down right to here. And of course, we're just going to glue these sides. This paper is hard to see because of the pattern is just so, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, like right here by the crease, by this fold. Okay. Well, this is a real easy little piece to make. It really is. I may not be making it seem as easy, and I do pardon myself. It's just unfortunately the way I'm feeling today. Okay, let's burnish that down good. Well, I should have inked that. I think I still can. Okay, so now we have our inside, and I'm going to put probably a belly band here, and then another pocket over here, a little pocket here. Here's my pocket on the back, and I think this one I will close with a Velcro dot. So there you go, that's that. Let's see if I can, do I want to sew the papers in? Well, I can certainly cut them out at any rate. If I can find a piece of paper in here that might be cute. You know, one thing for me about making these videos is it is encouraging myself to find new new ideas or to improve on ideas. And again, to really enjoy the process. I need something bright. Oh, that's not too bright, but at least it's not white. All right, I'm gonna cut this out. Or I'm gonna pull it out, hopefully it will come out. So this is a little book I purchased on Amazon. I can't remember, well, it should be on here. The author's name. AmyTangerine.com. For more, Amy Tangerine. And when I watched her use, because she apparently designed this and it's sold on Amazon, I really, really liked it. I thought, oh, that's fun. That will add some interest. And it really does. But it was quite pricey. I was expecting a lot more bang for my buck. And I don't know that I would recommend this necessarily to anyone. And it depends on your needs. And I'm not trying to be negative about it. I really am not. But it just isn't quite my cup of tea. Nor did I really think it was worth the investment that I put into it. But at any rate, I am able to get some pages, small pages when I need them for something. So that's not a bad thing. I think this may just need to be trimmed down a little bit. But when I come across another idea that I like, my desire is to share it with others, because some of these creators have never come up in my feed before, and they just pop up one day and I watch them and I think, oh, that's a good idea. I want to do that. And because I realize that you probably or others don't get all the same channels like I do. We can't possibly know everybody that's out there. But when I see an idea that's different to me and I like it, I really want to share it with others, as well as give credit to that particular creator. And as soon as I can learn to link channels, to link their channels so that you can actually go watch them for yourselves. But I do want to always give credit where credit is due. I think that's really important, especially in this world that this junk journaling world. So I feel still a little tall. Well, it doesn't matter if they're not the same height. I think I want to add another couple of pieces of paper here. What can I use? What can I use? Oh, man. Okay, if I can... Oh, I know. Maybe. This will work. These are really cute. Okay. So here's my papers to go in here. And I'm actually going to sew this in, but I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I just, again, this video is 15 minutes it looks like, so. Okay, so I will sew those in. Oh, excuse me. For all those extra noises. I will sew this in, and I'll put a belly band here and a pocket and make a journaling card to go into this back pocket. This paper may be too wide. It needs to be trimmed down. Oh well, I'll trim it down when I'm ready to sew it in. So we have this little folio, I guess you would call it, and again, this is going to be a pocket or a tuck spot, a belly band, another little pocket up the pages, and then this pocket back here, which you can't see. I'm going to have to do something. It blends, I mean, it matches up perfectly. That was not intentional, really, but, and then like I said, I've closed the other one with a eyelet, but I may just close this one with a Velcro dot. Okay, so this is my little faux booklet. I actually think it turned out kind of cute, you know. I am going to try to add a piece of ribbon in here, just like a page marker. I got our trifold with some writing paper, scribble paper, whatever. We have our large tag that will have journaling paper in here. And we have our envelope that, like I said, I'm not at all, probably just make some little journaling cards and put them in here. I'm not sure yet, but I'll find a purpose for it. It will not go to waste. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by and seeing me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed these pieces. I think they're quite cute and I like them a lot. And I especially like this little book. This is kind of heavy, so this hinge might not work. I have a feeling it's not going to work. So if that's the case, I will just put it into a pocket or behind a belly band, or paper clip it to a page with a hidden paper clip. So we'll see about that. And then we have our little folio here that I need to finish up. So I'm going to get off here for now, everyone. Thank you again so much for stopping by to spend some time with me. And I hope that regardless of what time of the morning, afternoon, or evening it is for you, for me, it's just, it's 1:30 in the afternoon on Monday. This video will go up on Tuesday. Regardless, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Be good to yourself and those around you, and enjoy your crafting. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.